break to try and keep the chatter down, especially in between announcements. It'll just make it go really, really more quickly and a lot more fluidly. But other than that, we have a lot of announcements, it looks like, today, so please try and keep it short. For work jobs, seniors, please do them before the retreat today, because we're not going to be here tomorrow, especially if you have a trash can, and that goes out to everyone. If you have a trash can, it needs to be taken out on Friday, like on Friday, because the bees are coming, there's other animals that live around here. Thank you for everyone who has been doing their work job. Just another thing, if you do have a trash can, please take out the trash, but then put in a new trash bag, because it doesn't really do much help if it's just the trash can itself with all the food in it, because then it just gets slimy and that's a lot more work for you to do. So it makes sense. If you don't know what your work job is, ask Raynell or Austin. Right here. Austin Eaton.
Alright, and then next Wednesday during the tutorial, there's going to be this whole JETS thing where a bunch of schools are going to come over and they're going to talk about like different colleges and things like that. If you're interested, stuff like UCSD, I think, or Santa Clara, Jesuit schools, things like that. So that's something to keep your eyes open, be mindful of. It'd be pretty cool to check out. So next Wednesday at tutorial.
And that's for everybody. You don't have to be a senior, junior, or whatever. It's a lot of fun. You go out there. If you have any more questions, ask Ms. Maston, and then exec student council meeting today.
We have a cohort of students at York who are interested in changing the world for the better through computer science and programming. Some of you are studying CCP, some of you are involved in robotics, and there are a handful of students that are venturing into the online learning space. They are interested in programming in an object-oriented environment that is hip street talk for Java. And AP Computer Science, Kevin Bernard is one of those students, and Kevin just started his AP Computer Science class yesterday. I'd like to see the students that are taking AP Computer Science sometime in the next week so we can talk about how to support you and make sure that we're tracking your progress in your online program. And if you are a student who is interested in studying computer science online, make sure you let Mr. Brookhauser or Mr. Bird or Mr. Smith know of your interest so that we can get you set up for that in the future as well. Thanks.
There's only one or two reasons why I'd be up here, and it's fall fair time again. So this year, October 18th, a Saturday, always a Saturday, from 11 to 3 p.m. For those of you who are new to the campus, Fall Fair is our special fundraising event. It's a celebration, a festival much like the Monterey County Fair, except it's free admission, the food's better, and the activities won't threaten your life. Anyways, it's available to. It's a student-run event, and if you have a student club, or if your class wants to earn some money, or if you have a sports team that wants to earn some money, or a personal charity, this is an event for you. And even if you don't want to participate, be there, because it's always a good campus-wide event. It's open to all of your families, and it's also open to the general public. So typically, we raise a lot of money at this. I'm talking like in the $8,000 or $9,000 comes in, and a lot of that goes to your individual organizations, and a small percentage of what everybody makes goes to financial aid, which you've got to feel good about. There's also a farmer's market, a book sale, live performances, raffles and crafts. It's a lot of fun. The public, as I said, will be invited. You are only limited by your innovation and creativity. The better you can make your booth, typically the more original it is, the more money you'll bring in and the more fun you'll have. So I know there have been things done in the past that maybe are a little bit stale at this point, and you want to reinvent them. I'm going to be standing outside with these booth applications. You simply need to get together with some people, think about what you want to do, and fill it out and get a teacher advisor. Next Friday will be the day when they're due, and you can put them in my faculty room box. It's the top right one. By the end of the day next Friday. Let's see, I don't want to forget any important information. Leave it in my box, space is limited, don't miss out. That's it. Thanks.
If you are interested in doing a personal charity or a charity sort of activity at Fall Fair, that needs to be signed by me and Ms. Sherry probably in order to clear that, especially if it ties in with your service learning activity. I have 4 service activity announcements to make, and one of them could be a Fall Fair project, and it could certainly count as service learning. But you would want to talk with Emily Musto because she did this last year. It's a thing called Teens for Jeans campaign. It's part of a nationwide drive to gather jeans that are being given to homeless teenagers. Last year in the country, they gathered enough jeans to stack them up 7,982 times the height of the Empire State Building. If you want information on that, see me or Emily Musto. Second announcement is if you are in music, if you play an instrument or you are a singer and you're interested in having a regular Sunday gig at Carmel Mission, they're looking for musicians and singers, and there's information on who to contact. It's on a blue post-it that will be on the board by room 9, and that's just for hours, probably not service learning. The third announcement, quite a number of students volunteered during spring break last year at a science camp in the Santa Cruz area, and it's called Outdoor Science School. They're looking for volunteers again if you have absolutely nothing to do. It's counseling kids and being the cabin person, and it was really, really fun for those people. This does count as service learning. I've circled the dates on here for October break and spring break, and this, with the application, will be stuck on the bulletin board by room 9. And lastly, there is a Grief Busters workshop that's being offered through the community hospital. It involves 19 hours of training and then time acting as a grief counselor, and I believe it is open to young people as well as adults. So if you have an interest in that, it would be definitely a special personality to deal with hospice and grief counseling. But if that's of interest to you, this would be on the bulletin board by room 9. Lastly, before the last school dance, I posted people who didn't have all their hours complete. If you still haven't gotten into Naviance and gotten the 2 surveys done for last year, you guys, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, make sure that you have done that. That's it.
It was co-founded by one of our longtime faculty members, Greta Aronowitz, and it's a really meaningful way to serve the community. I would really say that there are a lot of people your age who could benefit a lot from getting a chance to share their grief about ill relatives or relatives who have died. The training is great, totally prepares you very well to encounter something like this. So I thought you'd be interested in knowing what the results of last week's poll, the sleep poll, were. So you will probably not be surprised that of the 9¼ hours that adolescents really need to be resilient and functional and have good memories and to process to get rid of unnecessary memories and solidify their important memories and get themselves ready to learn the next day, to be emotionally responsive and emotionally resilient. And by the way, you might also be interested to know that lack of sleep is associated with obesity. So there you go. Of those 9¼ hours that you should be having, 45% of you not a surprise, are getting 6 to 7 hours. 33% of you are getting 8 to 9 hours. Go 33%. 16% are getting less than 6. 16%, you need to make a life change. And the awesome 4% of you are getting 9, more than 9. Woohoo! Okay. Some of you have already found it. Fabulous, go you. And it is about the amount of time you are spending doing homework. It would be very, very useful for us to know this information so that we can maybe take a little bit of a reality check on some things. Useful for us to know. So please take part in that poll. If you've forgotten, go to your Extras tab on Haiku, the Dean of Students office. The poll will be right there at the top.
Sure, I have a question about homework.
Yes, Mr. Raymond.
If I'm doing homework on campus
Yes,
and at home,
yes.
should I count the on-campus hour or time as part of my total homework time?
Oh, okay, so if you are doing homework on campus and at home, if it's really homework, then yes, please do count all of that time. However, one of the things that I ask of you is that you not count time that you take as a break, and that you really not count time when you are multitasking. So if you have your email or Facebook or other social media up, then please do not count that time. And I apologize for the other time.
So my name is Joshua Marie, and I'm the president of the York School Volleyball Federation. And I'm pleased to announce that we will be hosting the first ever volleyball tournament, Falcon Cup 2014. Everyone's allowed to join, all grades, boys and girls.
Yeah, so the sign-up sheet will be on the club board right outside the office, and only juniors and seniors are allowed to be team captains.
And once there are enough people signed up, we will be hosting the first ever 2014 YSVF Draft Pick, which is where captains will gather in one room to pick their teams.
Please sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great way to meet new friends, a lot of friendly competition.
Sign up!
The volleyball team will be selling Sundays and root beer floats today during lunch in the quad.
And so root beer floats will be $2 and Sundays will be $1.50.
Support the volleyball team.
Woo! Backstage, thank you for meeting yesterday. If you couldn't, that's okay. So from now on, we'll be having meetings on every Monday during health and fitness. Make sure you tell your instructors. And yeah. Don't call me that, please. Yearbook. Eunice and I will not be there tomorrow for the meeting because we're going to be too busy having fun at the senior retreat. Everyone's excited for that. Make sure you check the Google Doc, which we shared with you for your assignments. Yeah, and also go on the Teams page, do the instructions there, and then we'll be taking our final decision Monday.
3 seconds.
Fast pace. Alright. So the
Chinese Moon Festival, Monday. We will be having a calligraphy competition in the quad.
And the Chinese students will be the judges, so
If you want Chris Lee to critique your wonderful works in Chinese calligraphy, please participate.
and it's open to everybody, so please come.
Yeah. And I'll probably be Casey Moon paints too.
So the water polo team is playing in our first tournament this weekend. On Friday we're playing at 6 o'clock, and on Saturday we're playing at 10:30 and 1:30. You should come support us and see how good looking we are.